Thank you all for being here today, and we're in for a very special treat. I am immensely honored and delighted to be welcoming JP Maintz as a clinician for this masterclass. We are proud because he is a Steans Fellow from 1991 and 1992. And we're honored to have him this week as our faculty for the cello. And he brings with him a wealth of knowledge about how to interpret the music, about how to play the cello. And through him and through our fellows today who are going to be performing, we have a lot that we can learn. And so I hope you are as excited as I am, but please join me in welcoming JP Maintz.
Well, I guess that's it for me. I mean, it's too good. It's very good. It's really impressive what you do. And yeah, first of all, I want to thank you very much for playing for me in this very place. It means a lot to me because, as Midori might have told you, I was sitting in this stage like 34 years ago, performing. And also, it wasn't Masterclass back then, but it was something even worse. It was called Performance Seminar. So Walter Levin, who was a very strict artistic director, he ordered the students to play, and then the whole faculty was there, and all the students, and then there was a discussion. So there was a discussion about the interpretation, but everyone was involved. It was very interesting because there was a lot of pressure on the student, and sometimes the faculty members would start fighting each other. So it was really, really amazing, and really interesting. So this is much nicer, I have to say. No comparison. And I won't play the cello, so no comparison. Really great. To the music. You play powerful. You play with expression. I really love that. What do you do with the metronome mark? Have you checked it? Yes. And how did it feel?
It's very fast.
It's very fast.
Very, very fast.
Yeah. It's. You want to check it once? It's 132, no?
32.
It's like that. Well, that might be an impossible tempo. If we see a metronome mark, I think we have to. Of course, we don't have to buy it like and play like only this way. There's a lot of interpretation about that. So what would you just check the number and then say, okay, it's impossible, so we play slower? Or would there be any kind of research?
There was this Shostakovich tempos. We spoke about the fact that oftentimes they're not played the way that it's written. Like
Played by whom?
by performers, or like not by performers, but that I don't know. There was a story about like. Do you remember?
Yeah, this Russian conductor playing for Shostakovich.
Yeah.
And then,
Like we discussed that maybe the tempos are not like while we should keep the idea of the tempo for sure, like the message, maybe the exact metronome marking, maybe not exactly, but we're still.
Yeah, I think this is all very good thoughts. In the case of Shostakovich, we have, I don't want to encourage anyone to spend too much time on the internet, but nowadays with YouTube, as a musician, we have incredible amount of material, of information. And I just checked it the other day. There's a recording of Shostakovich playing himself, this piece. Have you checked on it? Have you checked it? Have you heard Shostakovich himself playing this movement?
Really long ago.
Yeah, actually, you're good. You're not spending too much time on the internet, well, as I said, but it is very interesting what he does. He doesn't play 132, but he plays around, it's a very flexible tempo, around 110 and up to 120. And this actually is exactly what I've learned here in this place, because I said that Walter Levin, who was the director here, he was very obsessed with tempos. And he said, if you have a given metronome mark, there's always a tolerance plus minus more or less 10%. And if you deduct 10% from 132, you get around 120, maybe a little bit less. But still, if you listen to what Shostakovich does, it sounds crazily fast. And I think what you did was very impressive, but it wasn't extreme. It was a bit comfortable. And I think it was, if there's anything that you can say about this music, it should never be comfortable. And if it pretends to be happy, then it cannot be real happiness. It can either be like a irony, or like an opposition against something absolutely terrible, which in this case we talked about it already in the other lesson, that this piece was written in 1943 and 1944, and under the impression of the war, and you should go to the extremes. So I would ask you to play now at the beginning again, and really play a little bit faster. Or a lot faster for you. Just try it out one round. It's not only about the tempo. It's also about articulation. If I hear you play, I hear quite warm, like in the piano, like quite healthy chords, but they have a dot. Bum. I think they should be much shorter. And Macatissimo doesn't have dots, so pesante. So this could be more into the string, and the piano actually more kind of off string, if you want to say it like this. I mean, you have also strings, but not like the string players. Here now. Dun, dun, dun. Can you play here? Yeah, that's. I mean, I'm trying, but it is. Should go crazy with that. Yeah, that was maybe like 5 millimeters too far, but not here. But, yes. Yes, and you talked about this Marlboro drop in the other piece, yeah, so you can do that to show the hairpin even more extremely. Yes, and if you have something, I would call it like very raw and very almost primitive, very pure power, accent on every bar. So you should play with your whole body. You know, it's not enough only play with the arms and the fingers. So you put in all the weight of your whole body. I mean, I talk about cello playing now because I know a little bit, maybe a little bit more than violin playing. And you play this beginning, the tip of the bow, at the end of the bow. Boom, 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 boom. I don't know how this works, but maybe you can go also more into the string. You want to try the beginning, and then when you play, basically emphasizing every bar with all you have. Okay? Beginning. And fast. Getting more crazy and better. Still, of course, there's differentiations. Like this very spot, which we have just reached. It's very interesting dynamically, because only the cello has a triple forte and crescendos, and you guys actually have much less dynamic forte. I was just checking again YouTube. I'm sorry about that, but I mean, it's really interesting. Have you seen, by any chance, this little video where Rostropovich is playing this piece and rehearsing it with two young players? The violinist is Frank-Peter Zimmermann, by the way. No? Well, you should check it out. It's really interesting because he stops the rehearsal and then he explains this very place. And Rostropovich, of course, he had an incredible imagination, like, and pictures. So what he says about this place is that is actually, we should imagine a parade for the 1st of May, so a political parade in Soviet Union, so everyone is proud and socialism, boom, 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 and people drink a lot. So one guy gets really drunk, so he has to go out of the parade and, throw up. I cannot do like Shostakovich. I'm just trying to copy, but it's so impressive. So you have to. It's awful. It's ugly. No. So you should stick out more, and it should be like really disgusting. So this is impossible. I know. Another. All these uploads, Yeah. Try that. And you still continue the parade, and after a while, after everything is out, you join in it again. So you go back to the parade. It is one thing. I mean, Shostakovich was this kind of guy with this, as I said, incredible imagination. The other aspect, the other side of the medal is the background of the piece, of course, which is tragic and serious and couldn't be more dramatic and absolutely horrifying, actually, with the World War II. Actually, interesting is it's comparable to other pieces. Did you or do you know other pieces of other composers that are influenced by, I mean, written in war times or maybe before war, like right after that are influenced by the general situation? Can you think of any? For any instrument, I mean, because I'm just a cellist, so for the cello, I would mention two. I'm sure you have played one of them.
I know some things, but they just black out now.
Doesn't matter. It's very comparable to Elgar Cello Concerto, because Elgar Cello Concerto was written under the impression of World War I, and a personal fate also, because Elgar Elgar's wife was in terrible, she was very, very ill. So it's two things that made him write such a tragic piece. And with Shostakovich, this piece is the same thing. We have the war and all the reports that he learned about of the Russian troops coming back and fighting their way back to Germany, and all the reports about the camps and the treatment of the Jewish people made him, of course, touched him extremely and made him include Jewish melodies and dances, especially in the last movement. But also, the piece is dedicated to Solatinsky, and Solatinsky was a very close friend. So it's actually the same thing, a personal situation and an overall very dramatic situation that you should know about when you play this piece. So, and Shostakovich, of course, it sounds like a funny story, but actually it's also awful, because this parade is, of course, I mean, as we know, it's something awful, actually. So, but again, so play the same pace. It's one bar before 40. So now we have G majors. We get rid of how many crosses? 6. So it's a much more simple and open key. As I said, I think it could sound happy and simple, but it's irony. So you have to know that you can pretend actually to be happy. It's a little bit like if you think of, now it's a bit cello nerdy talking, second movement of Elgar Concerto. which in the context of the piece, of course, is very contrasting. It's very fast, very playful, very positive. But it's maybe just an escape from the overall very, very bad situation. And I think it's a little bit the same thing here. So you could, I mean, don't smile for the audience, but for yourself, I think you could feel like fake happiness, something like this. So everything is fine, but it's not. So maybe before that, that was very good. Even more crescendo. You want to play from 41? Discussed many aspects of pizzicato playing in the other day. You have different gestures. So you play from like a kind of a down bow on the violin. You play. I think it sounds too different. Can you try? Just the other way. Of course, also with a lot of bass. Wide. Yes, and short. Yes. So it's good because you end up in unisono anyway before, and then you continue like with a mutual gesture. Bam, bam. Yeah, not one doing this and the other doing this, but the same thing. Bam. And I think the sound effect, it's more radical. Quite. Oh, that's good. It's a good sign if it goes out of tune. Yeah, how about just 47? And dance, and dance. Yes, that was good. And same thing. You have this is too little. The gesture is too little. So, yes. A lot of bass actually. So you want this F sharp. Yes, better. Yeah, try it together. How about 48? So that's absolutely okay to have a down bow there, but your phrasing wasn't significant enough. Instead of which we had all the time. So you should really go for this bar as the conclusion of the whole movement. And like, emphasize on the point. 56. And now. Yeah, great. We have a that was it, no? Because we have to stop at 2. Is it right? 5 minutes. 5 minutes? Great. You want to play the beginning of another movement? You're not prepared for this. Why not? 4? Yes? Well, that's very short, of course, but anyway. Play wonderfully. I see a sign with only 1 minute on it, so yeah, we have to stop. But as I told you, this last movement is directly influenced by Jewish music and Jewish dances because of, I told you, that those reports about what was done to the Jewish people, like they had to dig their own graves and then dance on it. So these horrible thoughts and pictures influenced Shostakovich to put in this music, this style. So the dances are dances of death. So it's absolutely, you have to never play like kind of easy. It's all about this horror actually. So I'm just, what you do with it, it can be like a nasty. In details, you have many ways to change your playing with these kind of thoughts in your head, I think. And also like the intensity and the obsession that is needed to transfer this kind of message to the audience is very important to know. So you should keep that in your heart and play extreme, because otherwise, it should never be nice. But never entertaining, but full of grief and horror. And if it pretends to be light, it's either irony or like escape. Those two possibilities. Bravo. absolutely wonderful. Thank you very much. I mean, you are both wonderful musicians. A lot of sensitivity in your playing. Very elegant, very virtuosic, very precise with the text, which I really appreciate. Yeah, in almost all aspects of the text. Not in all of them, but I mean in most of them. So we'll discuss. No, yeah, very beautiful. You know, this sonata is adapted by so many instruments. Even double bass players, flute, even viola players, I think, play this. Amazing. So, but the cello is the only instrument where it's possible to play all the notes, and you do, with one exception. And that was a surprise at the end. You didn't play the text. Do you know what I mean? I think there's a mic if you want to answer that people understand. There was only one note that you didn't play according to the text.
Sorry.
Do you know which
Is
one?
it like a bar 76?
No. Maybe that one too, that I overheard. No, another one, even more extrovert, like more open to hear. The last chord. Yeah, that was for me a little bit strange, because as we know, this piece is written, for neither of the instruments, none of the instruments that I was mentioning now. Written for the Arpeggione with the guitar, cello, like a mixture between cello and guitar, but tuned like a guitar. So it has an open E string on both sides. So those, it has the fifth on top.
Oh, I see.
And I think this is more than just instrumental thinking of the composer. Of course, it's good for the Arpeggione because it has open strings ringing, which is a good thing. But for me, it also has a musical meaning because what you do, it's brilliant, and you know, I've conquered the piece. But this, it's sad, you know, because it's not a solution. It stays this kind of, you know, it's more depressive, if you want to say. It's really, it has a completely different meaning. This change of sound, and you know, this. I think out of this mood, then to play the second movement, completely different story. After. So I would change it and think of the open strings.
Okay.
Want to try it once? How it sounds for you? Yeah, it works very fine. And then you can, because it's the Arpeggione, rather than playing them in a conventional way, 2 and 2, which you would do in this piece. Roll them. Yes, and the significance is also dynamic because they are both fortissimo.
Yes, right.
Which is a bit strange because if you check on the nature of the instrument Arpeggione, I mean, it's very, very charming instrument, but it has its limits, of course. I mean, it's like it's more like a viola da gamba sounding, like rather thin, but a lot of overtones. So this leads to actually to the question why actually this piece is so special. What makes it special for you?
I mean, there's a lot of sadness and hope.
Yes.
A lot of emotions in there. So, I mean, at that time, Schubert was, he had a serious depression.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of psychological problems. So
Yes.
that's why I tried to. Yeah.
That's why you should play the E in the last moment. Yeah, not the A. Exactly. You are absolutely right. But what was actually the reason to compose it?
For the Franz, Schubert Franz, who played Arpeggione.
Who played? The composer, not the composer, the creator of the instrument, the violin maker, and the player, to promote an instrument. So a piece for promoting an instrument would be, playful, virtuosic, like extrovert. So he serves that purpose, I think, with the piece. But then he uses this kind of, I mean, he cannot avoid to be Schubert at the same time. So wanting to write an entertaining, promoting positive piece, and at the same time, this theme. So what does it remind you of? This, have you heard this motive before in another piece?
The Mahler Symphony.
Mahler Symphony. Even. Oh, that's the double bass solo. Very good. Very, very, very nice. I like that. No, I'm talking about another piece by Schubert himself, which, according to latest research, was written around the same time. Unfinished symphony. So, I mean, he composes an so-called entertaining promotion piece for a virtuoso, but it has he uses a theme that is actually very close to one of the most serious and deep pieces that he ever wrote, the Unfinished Symphony. So we have to, when we play the piece, we have to kind of serve both sides. And I think your playing in general, as beautiful and elegant it was, I think it's a bit one-sided. You know, if you also think about different sources of influence in Schubert's music, of course there's song. I mean, he was like prolific song composer. All this work outcome like enormous. So there is a lot of, the second movement is clearly a song without words. But there's also dance, obviously. And I think the second theme, oriented, and you played even singing when there should be dance. So I think you should be more contrasting, you know. Yeah. And that also includes actually the treatment of the tempo, because we were discussing the metronome marks in the masterclass before. There is no metronome mark here, but there is a tempo that the two of you agree on. I think you're not flexible enough with that. So for something dance influenced, I think you should push the tempo. Oh. You can still keep the sadness and the depth of the theme as you do, but then when you change and move forward to the second theme, you play differently. And a little bit more, not even a little bit, but much more, like maneuverable somehow, no? Okay, let's go from the beginning. I have one question for the piano part. This Neapolitanic chord, well, it's all about stealing. I heard an interpretation on historic instruments, and the pianist actually was doing arpeggio on this one. Have you heard that? Can you try it once to show the effect? Just go from the beginning. Think too much. Do you like it? Yeah. Do you like it? Yeah. I love it. You know, even in your opening solo, if you check the structure of the accompaniment, the beginning. Can you play the beginning? So there's white notes in the bass, and now it changes because it moves. Da dee da. You can da da da, and then take time for that. Yes, there's a lot of flexibility. I mean, even in your solo, so you are staying in the same tempo exactly. I think that it wasn't sufficient for the change of character here, in the accompaniment and in the phrasing. So one last time, and then we listen to the cello version of it. Okay, very good. I love the introduction, and I love your version of this theme too. But another time, one more time, the Neapolitanic chord is very significant here. And why? Because it's the dynamic. It's the first time a pianissimo. Before there's no pianissimo, so you sound the same. Okay. It's very beautiful. So the question is, do you follow Händler or Bärenreiter? The two editions. Which edition do you use?
Oh, I'm using Händler.
Yeah. So they, I think they tend to interpret those things as a decrescendo, no? Yes. Yeah. No. So there's a discussion because there's these hairpin signs in Schubert. It's not so clear. Is it an accent or is it a decrescendo? But what's for sure is this is the first pianissimo. So you have to really be very aware of that.
I see. Yeah.
And about the bowing and phrasing of the theme, my question would be, why does he put different lengths of legatos in here, the beginning, exposition, and recap? Because what you do, he does that in the recap, but in the beginning, which I think is absolutely interesting to do, because of it forces you to use different bow speeds. You cannot use much bow for this. You have to go deeper into the string with slower bow speed.
Yeah.
And then you have to be very flexible, maybe not using too much bow. So that by itself creates more colors, Try it once. Do the original legato. Yes. And now, pianissimo for the first time. And what happens now? There's a crescendo that you don't do. And crescendo. Very good. This is a very cool fingering, I have to say. It's really, it's amazing. So now, because I asked you to play crescendo, it was automatically, and you did very well, more colorful. Because when you do the crescendo, you use more and more bow. Which I think you could do much more, actually. And the pianissimo stays pianissimo. So you can use very little. And then the crescendo is very interesting. It goes on and on. And what do we do with the diminuendo? Bum, 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 bum. How do you plan to do it? I mean,
naturally goes down.
What's the difference between diminuendo and decrescendo?
Decrescendo is you can like slow down a little. Is it correct?
You are actually right, but it's the other way around.
Oh, really?
The diminuendo means getting softer and also slower at the same time, and decrescendo is it's only dynamic.
Oh, okay.
Actually, also one of the things that I was taught here, and then for years and years I didn't know why. I mean, where's the proof for that? And many years later, when I was listening to, I was attending a concert, the Liederabend. So I heard Schubert's Winterreise, not Winterreise, Schwanengesang, the last work. And the organizer of the concert handed out scores to the audience. I think it was really a nice idea. By the way, Joseph Joachim did that in Berlin. So when he established his concert series, there were scores for the audience, so they could follow the piece. I think very good idea. So I was happy to follow the music, and all of a sudden I see in one song Kriegers Ahnung is the name. There was a big diminuendo. I see the diminuendo, and then on the same level, so it was connected. Diminuendo, and then a tempo. So that's actually the explanation that the diminuendo means, and that was the proof. Finally, after years, I knew why. So that means when you go to a concert, get the score. It's very informative, So. Either more time, or you expand it for the piano. There are two possibilities, but it has to be clear that you do something with it. Can you play from in the real crescendo? Even use open string. Do you use open string?
No.
Don't be afraid of open string. It gives you time because you can move upwards while you play. Stay pincing. Yes, very good. Again, only 1 minute left. What a pity. I was always questioning the trill from above or not. And then I read the cello school of Bernhard Romberg. Have you heard the name? Bernhard Romberg? Never heard the name? Maybe the most famous cellist during Beethoven's time and Schubert's time. So his cello school was published in 1830 something. And he was a very conservative guy, so he explained all the ornaments, like with a text. So and for him, all the trills still from above, still the old way. I'm not saying that it's impossible to start from me, it gives more freshness. It's a little bit more open. Can you try? And I really appreciate that you played this legato. Not many chances. Yes. Now dance. Yeah, well, moving. Yes, and be a little bit, it's spicy, the accents are in the wrong place. It's not. They are wrong, and that's why they are so great. Yeah? Last time, we stopped. This time we'll get it once. Oh, yes. And crescendo. Subito. And crescendo. Yes. Yes. Does it work? No. Bravo. I mean, it's amazing playing. Not my me. Why not? Then? No? There is no. Maybe here. So. Then.
You're good with your lapel. That's for.
They just asked me to use this.
Andrew is the microphone.
Okay. I was just told to take this back. No problem. Can put it back. I have to admit that I never played this piece. I never played this piece. I only taught it, which is much easier. It's really much easier. I guess there's a reason why you play the piece, no? You could use this recording for it. No, it has to be the whole sonata in one take, no? Something, oh, yeah. It's an obligatory piece for the biggest competition now in Brussels. So all the young cellists now play this sonata, and I'm happy to hear it, and I'm also happy that I don't have to play it. But no, it's really great what you do. We in the other lessons we discussed a lot like tempo and character. I think you have a very good feeling for the tempo and character in this piece. There's another aspect I would like to discuss with you, and it's concerning editions. You also use hand, obviously. There's only one, no? Is it? Yeah. Yeah. So, how do you approach an edition regarding the fingerings? Actually, when you see fingerings in an edition, how do you handle that? I mean,
actually, my edition doesn't have any fingerings.
Really?
Yeah.
Then maybe you have because I happen to have this. There is this kind of there's different fingerings. There's some of them are like printed like this.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, but this is handled. This time maybe they have two different parts.
Yeah, maybe.
And you should check on the other one because if you see fingerings in addition, you have to be very critical about it, and you have to ask yourself, who did the fingerings? So these cursive, like this way fingerings in this edition, they are historic because they are from the sources. I actually don't know if they are from Ysaÿe himself or from the cellist who probably performed it the first time. But anyway, I think they are more than just fingerings. They show a certain kind of playing style, aesthetics regarding shifts. And again, I'm talking about YouTube. I don't know if this is possible to show, but I want you to listen to one recording. Only takes a little while. Ysaÿe playing, because Ysaÿe, I mean, he passed away in the 30s of the 20th century, so he absolutely lived into the recording era. So there are many recordings. Have you heard him play?
Yeah.
Which piece did you hear?
I heard him play a piece by Vinyavsky, last movement of the Mendelssohn Concerto, and
Yeah.
also his own lullaby that he wrote.
I think we're talking about this one. I mean, on the Mendelssohn and the Vinyavsky, it's impressive. I mean, what kind of virtuosi he was, even for nowadays, level. But maybe this one I want to listen. I want you to listen. I hope it's possible. back and forth, all the time. Portamento, all the time, you know? Well, I think we should definitely take this into consideration. I mean, no matter if people would say now that this is out of taste. If you check the fingerings of the guy who made the fingerings for this first edition, there is a lot, I mean, I can show you, you don't have that now, but like there is a lot of the same finger on an interval. Oh, like, you know, for instance, a lot of this stuff. This is only one of many. So let's go for that. I mean, because you did all kinds of portamentos in different places, but not, not in the places that are suggested. And I think they really make sense, you know? Let's go from the beginning. Very good. He says, this is obviously a third finger, you know. You're talking about technical details, but they have a musical meaning. I'm sure that the fingering influences the character. And then you did the harmonic, but then you continued on the D string. And I think what here is suggested, look for nivelating colors, but contrasting them. This is a very subtle one, you know. Try it out from. So that's two things: the portamento 3 to 3, and the change of darker D string and more bright A string. Yes. Go for it. I mean, it's the space between the notes that is meaningful, not only the notes. I mean, if you play, definitely different kind of expression. Maybe you have to get used to it, but I think it's very significant. There. Very nice. Yes, before he has even an open string. Also, the open string, we shouldn't be afraid of it, because there was an aesthetic to avoid open strings in cello playing. I think it's not good. It adds to the variety of colors, so more open. And then he has a second finger. That means, as we heard in the recording, in both directions. You know, second here means 3/3. From yes, very good. The way you played this chord, that brings me to another question. Because we have the difference between arpeggio and non-arpeggio, obviously, in this piece. Later you did very fine. This kind of arpeggio. What you did at the very beginning, and also in the F minor chord, staying with the upper voice. And like of course, it makes sense in a certain way. You would do that in Bach, for instance. Like if you want to show where the leading voice is continuing. But then you see this very exact way of writing. So he even notates the chord going on into the next beat. This is a different thing, to distinguish between this kind of like tenuto, French string playing, very legato, flexible, continuously creating long lines. But then when it comes to an arpeggio, of course, like really separate the strings, yes, but not in the beginning, I think, and also not here. Really legatissimo. What's your fingering for that? Yes, so if possible, without any interruption. Okay, because of that, maybe once again, you could even support the movement of the bow a little bit with your body. If you go into the same direction, down bow. Yes. Yes. And again. Yes, and more intense because we have this is forte in the beginning, is mezzo forte. One more thought for the beginning. Of course, we have a lot of chords. I mean, so the harmony, harmonic process is clear, but sometimes and it's the same thing in Bach. We have to imagine harmony because it's only one voice going on. And when you hear or see this, that B flat, what kind of harmony would you imagine underneath that? Is it? Or is it anything else? Well, maybe there are different possibilities. If you look further and how he continues. Yeah, here's the. Then he changes it. Then it's be natural. I could imagine. Already the C7, this chord. So this first beat of the bar, whatever you imagine, that there's a significant harmony underneath. So that would, I think, influence your timing. You go a little bit too easily too direct into it, I think. Yeah? If you imagine dissonance. Without playing it, of course. Take your time. Yes, very good. I love that you varied the vibrato. Still, I think it didn't sound conscious with that G. harmony here. Maybe it's an appoggiatura. So already F minor is reached, but there's still which makes the appoggiatura more expressive. So. Yes, very good. The dynamics are very interesting here because, as I said, this is forte. The beginning is only mezzo forte. The mezzo forte is continued, at the beginning, more calmly, and this forte goes back to the piano much sooner, And I think that's not really clear how you play it. Can you play directly the F minor? Exactly. Yes, exactly. There you do it, but you did that also before. Heavy, super expressivo portamento. Like a singer would do. I mean, this is of course influenced by singers, because the singer would do much more portamento than any instrumentalist, at least nowadays, which is a pity, I think. So, go for it. Arpeggio. Very good. Yes, very good. Let me check your edition. I have to say, I think this is a misreading in terms of articulation, because you see that slur, but this only indicates a triplet. So you have a more contrasting articulation. So if you just play as it comes, it will definitely be a different expression. Without the slur, because there is no slur. Yes, you can even work on the fact that there are dots. In an environment of a lot of legato. So this is why I think this notation is very significant. It's more declamatory. That was very beautiful that you took so much time. Maybe you started at this very point. Yes, very good. Another place where I think the harmonic should influence your time. The process of harmony should really influence your timing, because we have because actually this bass note should be held, which is impossible on the cello. But if you just play that E flat a little bit too empty, then you miss the fact that we have a quite harsh dissonance. You know, so I would suggest to play the D again. Yes, that's a strange chord. You know? Mysterious. Yes, very good. Well, maybe some of you may have noticed already that I'm a bit nerdy with also the length of legato bows. Can you try once to play this passage? As written, yeah. And you're a great cellist. I mean, you can at least try it once, and then if you go back, okay. But from, no, I wouldn't demonstrate that. From da 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 da. You know, it's different because before you had like many interruptions all the time, like 6 times. Now you have which is a different thing. Same thing we had in Arpeggione at the beginning. It's long bow, 3 short ones. You know, that I can demonstrate a little bit, but this so if you even go more deeper into it, like it's actually more sad.
When it's split.
Yes, but only where it's written.
Yeah.
Not too early. And if you do what you just did, I think you can really also demonstrate certain very cultivated bow control, which is great. You know, not making things easy. I think it's good for competition. Who cares for a competition? It's good for the music. Try it again. I think actually it would be the other way around, but I might be wrong. Yes. Exactly. Only piano. This time is different. So here you can really focus on the top voice because it's an arpeggio. It's the loudest of all those chords, but it still focuses a lot on the melody. So can you just sing? Great. Just one little detail about because you're very precise with that, actually, in almost all places. With the voicing, we have pause.
Yeah.
After that, then you can focus on the lower voice. But I think you should keep that. Just this bar. Yes, exactly. Polyphonic. Only piano, not pianissimo. Still. Not too soft, because we need to go down even more. Very good. Bravo. You're welcome. Thank you very much.